Good morning. Today we're going to be taking a look at XRP, a little bit of Bitcoin, some Sigma. So congratulations everybody as we continue our grind out of the lows here, and we have some really good price action starting to manifest here. Now, understanding where we are in this wave count, I've done a little bit of adjustment since yesterday's video. I've noted that this trend line was a little bit less steep than what I was putting up here to begin with. So I moved this kind of overall line over, and now this takes us up to the Fed meeting here coming up later next week. So that would be this Wednesday. So it could be that it's a really a bullish move up into this region until then. Wave 3s can be very parabolic, so we might get faster price action, but it does appear that it's taking a little bit longer to kind of work its way out of here, but not by much. We just moved it over a smidge. So, all right, now let's kind of take a look at some of the interesting setups that we've got here before. This price action on this 5-wave impulse was actually not moved before I started the stream, so it was kind of an eyeball of what I would expect price action to look like, and we were pretty close. We had this guy move up here and that guy move right there, and so now we have effectively completed wave 1, wave 2, and then within this wave 3 we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves for wave 3. And then we would actually probably have done a little bit of a flat here where we went down, up, down for a wave 4. And now we're doing the parabolic 5th for our wave 1 move within this wave 3. So we've got a lot more to go. Now, some intriguing confluences to look at. So number one, here on the 5-minute chart, you can see that we have some areas of, let me hide this guy. So I'll hide that guy real fast. So we have the 5-wave count off the lows. This is wave 1. We will need to do a wave 2, okay? So that will happen. And we have a +2 deviation hit here, along with a particular level where we have, and this is +2 deviation from the breakdown. And we also have a little tiny area that we went to just before we broke down. That was this spot right here that I marked off with this green line, along with the measured move of our wave 1, wave 2. Our trend base fib gives us a 786 retrace here. Okay, so we have 786 retrace, +2 deviations on the 5-minute, and a specific point here on the left that happened to be right here. So now volume gap, volume gap, volume gap, all through these regions, right? Specifically this one and this one right here in these areas. So all right, so we do have a potential for a wave 2. So what can wave 2s do? They can take back the entire move. Now, do I think we'll take all of this price action back? I do not, but I did want to show you some confluence. So note this guy right here, okay? That was just that little peak before the breakdown after the prior high. We come to the price action for XRP. So here's your 5th wave down, okay? Here's your 5th wave down. We then have our wave 1, wave 2. And then we have our wave 1, wave 2, and above it is this peak area here, okay? And above it is this peak area here, and if we draw a little line right there, guess what we get? We get ourselves a tag of our wave 1 move. So this is wave 1 all the way up to here, and we'll move that up a smidge. There you go. There's your wave 1. So you have your wave 1 and a back test for wave 2 before continuing onward. Well, this wave 1 takes us up to the up to this little peak. And this wave 1 most likely will take us up to this little peak. So I have a particular take profit order open on my positioning, and I have a stop loss below this level here for a portion of my bag in case I miss it. So like if it flies up and then flies back down, I'll at least get stopped out here, re-enter a portion of the bag down lower and hold the majority of it, or I'm taking full profits on my leverage longs through here, and then we'll re-enter down in this region here, okay, as we move back down into mid-range. So that is the intriguing little observation for our wave 1, which the count is almost in. So we are very close to finishing our wave 1 within this larger wave 3. Now, good also news is that because this is our wave 1 and wave 2, this is most likely going to definitely expand upwards. Like it looks like if that's just your wave 1 and wave 2, which is generally tends to be a fairly short wave, I think this next backtest and parabolic run is going to be absolutely wild for this wave 2 that we're going to be having come into play and moving higher. So I'm definitely going to start really considering that these price actions move up as we see this continue to develop here. So All right, so now let's go to this VWAP. So I dropped a VWAP on the low that we got back here. And if we jump into the 5-minute, we can actually see that from the low, which we have, again, right here on this candle, that guy. So from that low, we end up have been trading +3 deviations, fair market value, +2 fair market value, all the way up to +3 again. Can't sustain it. Backtest +1, comes to +2, tries for a +1 again, front runs it, and now a parabolic move to a wave 3 would take us into this region as we continue to grind, or we'll just stay in this wave, this +2 deviation, and just kind of chop and grind our way for a 5th up into here. But we're already starting to see the wave counts show up, right? So we got 1, 2, and look, it's even the same. Oh my gosh, I did not notice this until just now. But it's the exact same move that we just pointed out in the other one. Look, that little peak right to that guy. Then a back test, then a move out of here. That's wild. I did not see that. And here we are in the 5-minute candles. So the fact that we're going to come up, hit this level, back test, and then continue on is a perfect example of what we're going to do next. Oh my goodness. So there's your wave 1, wave 2, and then this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we go up there and one more. Boom, hit it, pull back. Wow. Absolutely bizarre. All right. So anyway, that's absolutely impressive that it's the same fractals. And these fractals are all over the place on the same timelines. But the fact that this one is hitting that target and back testing is pretty crazy. So, all right. Now, so the anticipation is that we have this here. Now, really the way to think of this, and this is what we've been talking about plenty of times, is higher lows. Okay. So you start here and you say, sweet. And you go wave 1, wave 2, and you go, okay, cool. Set a little stop loss right there. You then don't get stopped out. You're like, yay. And then it doesn't stop you out because it's up here now. So now you move up to here and then it doesn't hit you, So then you slowly are marching your stops up the mountain. And until we have a trend change and until we start seeing lower lows being set in, which this then becomes parabolic, and then it will maybe lose this level down here to like 257. So it goes up here and then comes back down, starts setting and closing down in this region. Then we go, okay, yeah, now it's starting to roll over. And fair market value on the 5-minute would take us into this 245 region, okay? So we say, all right, so this is probably going to break out backtest. Gotcha. And here's where another example of, again, we'd come down into this region of this wave, this A, B, C, so in this B region. So we say, okay, what do we have over here? Well, at 245, we've got this B region right down in here, maybe even lower into 242 for this gap, because that's need to be done. So we could possibly see a 241 pullback on a wave 2 correction. Very quick, very violent, all the way down here, and then a full V bottom on our way out. Okay. Then the VLO data supports this, so we have tons of open interest being built. Okay, tons. It's kind of in the middle. It's both sides, and a wrecking of both sides feels right. So it was going long, they closed, then it went to short, then it squeezed again, and then it can happen again the other direction. So we can see this smack back down on this region, and then a pullback up again would be very natural with all this new late liquidity being formed ever since here. So Bitcoin also shows that we have a wave 1, a wave 2, and then this wave 1 and 2 of this next wave 3 would be a perfect opportunity to backtest and then send for Bitcoin to freak everybody out as it rolls over to 110 again. And the liquidity of XRP says that we have liquidity down to 245, maybe even into the 241s if it's really aggressive and violent. So all this together leads me to believe in the fact that we saw and just found that little tiny mini fractal right here on that price action says we're getting close to this wrapping up. So that's kind of the takeaway of where I'm currently thinking, and then we'll have a great opportunity to relong down here at the 241 to 245 region, and depending if it gets front ran, and then a V bottom straight out as some news narrative or low liquidity sweep of the lows, and then the highs would just perfectly align with what we're looking for. So now Sigma over here has been also giving us some great indications that that might be in the cards. We are not closing that gap. We are giving no one an opportunity to come and get it. They're teasing it, and I think that's resulting in potentially some volume plays that people just are not quite fully in, and it's starting to work against them. So as you just see, it's a slow grind. We do have a corrective structure here. So the question will be is, can this break out, or will it roll over, give us that final entry, which would occur with XRP, right? So it may not be the community selling on this, but it could be that XRP rolls over, giving that back test, pushing down through the AMMs, the coin price, and then bam, we're out of here, and that back test is done. So be looking, be ready, be excited, because we may get $1 million, 250,000 lower market cap entry again, and that will be probably the last time buys down here even are available. So as because all gaps are closed. So let's see what else to tell you. So yeah, so that's Sigma basically working off of it. We look through the time frames. We've got ourselves a 4-hour fully reset, so that's kind of cool. We've got a 12-hour working on being reset, so it's getting very close. And then so this tells you we're going to be doing something in the next 12 hours or so. Daily's still a little bit up here, but not out of control yet as it's marching higher. But it can stay up here for a long time. And then finally, our 3-day just healthy as can be, just ready to go, looking awesome. And on that 3-day chart, just looks spectacular. So yeah, this beautiful wave 2 bull flag. I mean, come on, look at that. That's just gorgeous. A year of bull flagging and a breakout potential on the way. So, all right, thanks so much for watching this morning. To recap, we've got Sigma poised and ready, possibly one last entry of low before we go. Liquidity, open up to 245. Okay, Bitcoin, not looking super crazy strong with a potential pullback right to there, which would be a perfect, maybe even to there, which that little spot right there aligns with XRP. Oh, there we go, XRP. That little spot right there would be right here in the same volume gap at 241 fair market value and the fair market value from the lows. So this is our key area of demand where we start looking to long again after taking profits. So, and then finally, price action back of the day showed that we came down midway, back into that region, back into that region. And then we had this little spot guy right there that was where the rejection point was. This little spot guy right here, that's where the rejection point was, which had the +2 deviations, 786, and our rejection area from that little peak right there, which when we zoom in on the super duper time frames, you can see had relevance right there. That's crazy. Again, hilarious that it's right freaking there. So this grind up should continue out here for the next day, next remainder of the day, depending on how fast it goes. Maybe it'll be a little bit more aggressive. Will be starting to happen by 11. And again, we may squeeze past it, so just be ready. It may just continue going. So at this point, the lower highs is the key, but the fact that we have completed almost all of our wave counts for the wave five waves for wave 1, and then a wave 2 backtest that's violent, and a wave 3 that's parabolic, really does align and make sense as we move forward. So, all right, so that's how we're checking in on XRP this morning. But so far, no negative bullish indications, but we do have a true major confluence at 271. Once this is cleared and we start closing above this, we know that this is not corrective. So, all right, so hopefully that's helpful this morning, and we will touch base tomorrow. Thanks.